this probably will be the quickest group that we will do. I think this is pretty much a foregone conclusion, don't you, Cameron? Group H, Spain and Uruguay surely go through here.
Yeah, and I think Spain will go in top. I think Uruguay may cause an upset with a draw, but I still think Spain's firepower will be enough to make them finish top, because Cape Verde, okay, you know, it's their first World Cup. They've done well to qualify, but I think they're going to be
very well done for qualifying. Very, very well done for qualifying.
And the experience, rather than, you know, being a team that's going to be competing. And then Saudi Arabia, I'm yet to see them do anything amazing in this tournament. Okay, they beat Argentina in the last one, but that was not a great game. I watched it and it was like, no, this was a poor Argentina performance, which let Saudi Arabia get into it in the second half and take the lead. And
it was so poor, and obviously the result was so shocking that it clearly just snapped Argentina into action for the rest of the tournament, because they went on to bloody win the thing.
You could argue it was very similar to when Spain won it, because they lost to Switzerland in that opening game, and then they didn't look back. So
exactly.
You know, Uruguay then as well. You know, they've got a lot of good players in their team. They've got a couple good defenders with Araujo and Jimenez. They've got probably the best central midfielder in the world with Valverde. They've also got Bentancur from Spurs, who on his day can be quite good. But then you've also got Captain Chaos of Darwin Núñez up top, who I love.
Whoa!
But, that will be one of the main things for Uruguay, is how effective they can get Núñez to be. Because we know he's not the best goal scorer.
But he does put the ball in the back of the net, and he will get a lot of chances to do it in this tournament as well.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like, for me, when he was at Liverpool, he worked his socks off. He would press, he would chase the ball, he would be in the right positions. And it's like, okay, he might not hit the target and score every chance, but he's making those chances. Like, at least, you know, 5 or 6 a game, where it's like, okay, he's got an attempt on goal. And it's like, I think Uruguay will feed off his energy levels. Because, you know, we've seen in past ones, they've had, you know, tenacious forwards with Cavani and Suarez who would never give up. I think it's going to be very similar this year. I think their overall team is probably weaker than what they have been in previous World Cups. However, they're still one of the standout teams to get through. I think they'll still be comfortable against Saudi and Cape Verde, but it's just depending on how they play against Spain in that last group game will determine. I think it's, sorry to cut you off, but I think this will be one of those groups where the two teams that are going through have 6 points already on the final match day, and the other two will have 0, trying to see if they could potentially sneak in with 3 points to that last third place spot.
And that will be a fun watch, I have to say, obviously, depending on what happens. And I think those particularly the 2 games against Spain for those other 2 nations, Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia, I feel like they're going to be the thing. They've got to have a decent result against Spain to have any chance of going through, not be beaten too heavily, which I think could very easily happen.
It will very much go down to goal difference. But depending on how, like, if Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia both concede like less than 3 goals to Spain, I think they've got a chance.
Because I could see either one of the two. No, but I could see Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia beating the other one 2-0. Yeah. You know, I don't think that's a ridiculous sort of outing. You might end up with 3 points and have a -2 goal difference and actually be one of the best 8 teams in third place. So I mean, like, it's very, very doable. I think that, you know, this Uruguay team is going to be an interesting one. I don't think it's one that we're going to go and see in the real latter stages of the tournament. But they are still a side you're going to go and have to beat in the knockout round. So they want to try and build up that momentum, and people will know they're going to be difficult to play against, very fierce, very ferocious, very much as a team unit. But I feel like they are probably going to slip off at some point in the tournament. But they're going to need to gain that momentum. They're going to need to gain that consistency. You pick up 2 wins in your first 2 games, they'll have a point to prove, because it's very simple. The tournament that they want to go and happen is that they go and cause an upset and go and make their way through to the real last knock-ins. It does not happen unless they start really well. So I think that Spain and Uruguay in this group will absolutely just go and batter the other 2. I think we're in agreement. I think if it comes down to you know, those two teams, Uruguay and Spain, playing each other in that last game, yes, there's that possibility it might be a slight non-event. But I think that maybe you have the other thing where actually both sides come together as a sort of joint effort and go, look, we want to go through in this tournament. We're going to go through in this tournament. But we've got a long way to go, and actually we might want to use some of the squad maybe. And there could be that element where the squad then comes out. And I think for me, if you're looking at best 11 versus best 11, Spain will win that tie. And I think if you're looking at squad team versus squad team, Spain still win that tie. So I think that it's going to be a Spain to top the group. I think it's going to be Uruguay probably with 6 points behind them. And then I feel like either one of the two teams are then going to end up with, you know, one of, you know, the two remaining places that are left.